fascinating about him was even at the high school level, he found ways to get involved in building a baseball team. And they had no equipment, they had no money. The kid goes around and finds people to sponsor things and get them equipment. He used whatever he could get. He never complained or laid blame. Again,
the point there is during that period when he injured his leg, he was very depressed because he could no longer, according to the book anyway,
Yes.
play sports. And he took up a surrogate. He decided to be a coach. And that brought
what is his background like? And when we do the Churchill class, we compare. Churchill came from a wealthy family with prestige, position. Ike's background is just the opposite. Here's one example of his sense of responsibility. He told Winston Churchill that if anything went wrong with the D-Day landings, Ike personally would stand up, and he wrote this to be used in the event of the failure of the landing.
I failed to adequately assess what this army can do. So he's not doing some sort of grand gesture. He's saying this is a failure at my level. If the troops can't do it.
This is the kind of pressures you're living under. I mean, I heard you talking about it. Ben mentioned, look at what comes at you. Every day is different, but every day it's, here are my problems, they're yours, fix it. Brandy gets the same thing. And it's not going to stop. So how do you prepare yourself to balance your life and the pressures of that life? What do you have as an escape or as an emotion?
Basically, he was the assistant to the chief of staff of the Army for 6 years in D.C. And he was the only one who stood up to MacArthur about not going after the camps, the World War I retirement camps.
I also want to show you another side of Ike, which is his ability to use languages toward purpose. This is a man who doesn't hold a grudge. Read this letter from a gentleman. I saw a hand up.
I thought it was interesting that he had the stamina to go in and address the general and say, "You're done."
Yes.
Usually they would send Beetleman or somebody else to do that, he went himself. Because
And
he knew him
friend,
in
his
West
roommate.
Point, I guess.
Oh my God, that was,
It's tough.
if you do the closed language, the folded arms, and your facial expressions give you away, they're going to look at your body language first and listen to the words second. I did a lot of things about dealing with the problems that he had with subordinates. One of the things he did in his younger days, one of my favorite stories about him is he had two young men who had gotten into a fight. He disciplined them verbally and gave them the assignment of washing the windows in whatever building they were working in. One on the inside, one on the outside, do it together. And what happened was they started out still angry at one another, and after a while this got so funny, you're going this and another. They started laughing and ended up becoming friends.
We had a hard time with this one. He was arrogant, difficult, non-cooperative, not a team player. That was the good side.
Well, we acknowledge that he respected Ike.
Yes.
And in private, he had criticism. In public, he went.
Eisenhower was afraid. He says, if the French fight us, we've got a real problem. Because now we're going to be killing French and blowing up the French countryside even more. And he needs de Gaulle to keep that from happening.
I think de Gaulle himself wanted to make sure he had the highest profile